always used to lay you clean up the messes. Down on my knees, thought I couldn't stand up on my own. Turns out sometimes you're stronger alone.
Grown adults believe that a child's toy became animated by demons during a meeting of Jehovah's Witnesses. Let's talk about that. So Jehovah's Witnesses believe in both angels and demons, but you'll probably hear them talk about demons more than you actually will angels. Despite laying claims to the one true God, Jehovah, the Almighty, the most powerful force in all of time and space, they are also terrified of Satan's minions, the demons. Despite having what they view as the truth, their doctrine that is the one and only truth from God on earth, they feel that they can even be tricked by these demons and that doing so could cost them salvation. But how would one come in contact with the demons, you might ask? Well, Jehovah's Witnesses would see that coming from things like watching movies that promote spiritism, maybe breaking out the Ouija board to talk to another realm, going to a psychic medium for a reading, and of course, yard sales. Yeah, you heard that right. Yard sales. You know, the place you go to buy other people's used junk. We could also lump in anywhere, I guess you could buy used items. Maybe it's the local thrift store, an antique dealer, I guess eBay and things today. It could be lots of places. You see, you never know that what you buy hasn't been tainted with demons before you bought it. And like a cat peeing in the same corner of your living room for the past few years, that stank has staying power. And there's no Febreze for the stench of demons. If you buy something from a house that had demons and put it in your house, boom, now you have demons. They're kind of like bed bugs, but they make you hallucinate. So as legend has it, a legend that I heard as a kid in the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses, a legend that was being told by grown adults and retold in other congregations as well, a legend that I am pretty sure I've heard repeated on other continents. There was once a demon issue in a place of pure Jehovah worship. Somebody had gone to a yard sale and bought a Smurf doll. Now, for the unfamiliar, the Smurfs were a Belgian cartoon franchise. Yes, I just learned that too. Featuring small blue people that lived in a forest. These creatures were stalked by a wizard that wanted to destroy them and turn them into gold. So the cartoon itself had magic in it, and Jehovah's Witnesses often deemed anything like that to be demonic. If we do the easy math here, a plush doll from a franchise that they saw as demonic, plus the fact that it was bought secondhand, meant that this doll must have had demons. In fact, as legend has it, and there are different spins on the tale, this demonic doll wasn't just okay being in a house of pure worship. So the demon animated this doll, which got out of the child's hands, went up the aisle to leave the Kingdom Hall, and some said that it yelled, "Fuck you." While I've also heard that it said something to the effect of "Hail Satan," or something like that as it left. Yes, the doll came to life, it ran out of the Kingdom Hall, and it spoke. So what about you? What weird tales did you hear in the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses? Comment below, and I might just do a video on it. I remember my neighbors had a chair that they swore moved, though for whatever reason they seemed to keep the chair. A friend of my wife's family had demons in her attic because she saw lights flashing up there during the summer nights. Of course, those ended up being lightning bugs that had gotten into her house through an open window in the attic. So share your stories below. You know, we talk about these things a lot in Facebook groups and ex-JW Reddits and such places that aren't maybe so publicly visible. Let's talk about it here in a public forum, right here on YouTube in the comments. Let's let everybody see what it is that really kind of goes on behind the scenes of Jehovah's Witnesses. So this is part of a new project that I'm doing here in 2024. The goal is to have a weekly podcast. No, I'm not doing a long form story every week. That is an insane amount of work. No, I'm not doing anything different with those long form stories that you've come to expect every 2 weeks. Those things will remain the same. So you'll still get a long form story every 2 weeks of someone's real lived experience. But I decided that this year I wanted to put out some other types of content as well. I've experimented with things on my YouTube channel, and this year I want to do something that kind of resembles that ex-JW Reddit group or a Facebook group of ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm going to do episodes in between the long form stories that are on random topics like this. I thought I'd go with the fun one the first time, but also things like things that come up in my coaching practice, things that I see people struggle with, and we'll talk about those. In the next episode, I'm going to be talking about the Holocaust and Jehovah's Witnesses and how they exploited that for their own gain. And so we're going to talk about that as well. So there's going to be some fun topics. There's going to be some very serious topics as well. Some that are going to evoke discussion below it, others that might be a new way of seeing things or a new perspective you've never thought about. So we're going to take this weekly in 2024. Now, some of you might be saying, but Mike, it's already the second week of 2024. What gives? Well, I started out 2024 with COVID. So I'm just now starting to feel a little bit better and thought I'd record this. I had everything ready to go. I had planned on batching some to get myself a buffer, and I ended up sick. So I'm still not 100%, but here I am, and I thought I'd go ahead and put this together for you today. If you have an idea for something that you'd like to see discussed, go to shunpodcast.com and submit it through the contact page. If you're struggling to move past the cult of Jehovah's Witnesses yourself and the impacts on your life, I work with many individuals daily in my cult recovery coaching practice. I'm also working hard to bring new resources to the ex-JW community through efforts to lift individuals up financially through job opportunities, through help to market your own business ideas, through networking opportunities, and the like. So go to exjwhelp.com, that's exjwhelp.com, to find help and to find opportunities to help others as well by supporting these efforts individually. You can get help, and you can also help others by participating. I put a lot of time and effort into all this activism that I do, from the Shun podcast and YouTube channel that goes along with it, to things like the ex-JW cart that I started and took out last year, to my initial podcast, This JW Life, to Esta Vida Como Testigo de Jehovah, which is nearing completion right now as a translation of This JW Life in Spanish to help the Hispanic community. All of the websites and the equipment that I use also cost money. There's maintenance of these things as well. Unfortunately, over the year 2023, my Patreon support fell by a whopping 55%. So it's been cut by over half. I understand inflation. I understand people can do what they want with their money. There's also a lot of creators out here today to support, and I understand that as well. But if you'd like to help, if you'd like to support the work that I do financially, you can go to patreon.com/shunned to support monthly. I've been doing this since 2017, and I, again, would be remiss if I didn't thank all of the people who had helped me to get here, who had helped me by supporting me over, 6 years now? 7 years? Oh, wow. Going into 7 years now here in 2024 of doing this. So, I really do appreciate the support financially. It helps. I'm not going to lie and say it's not discouraging when you watch the numbers tank, but it is what it is. I'll continue doing this either way, but I do hope that some might choose to support it, and I always appreciate it. So until the next episode, love yourself and others, do no harm, and go be happy.